Okay, so what is the Food Scraps Recycling Service? So it's an opt-in food waste collection and recycling service for our residential properties. We started the service in July 2019 as a trial, and now it is a service. It's currently available to 289 apartment buildings across the city of Sydney and around 1,000 houses. And that means that it's available to more than 21,000 households, which is around 16% of our total households in the city. We are still seeking apartment buildings to join the service. So for those that aren't part of it yet, we will love to welcome you to join. And we're using the results of the trial, which has been very successful, to plan a service for the whole of the City of Sydney community. So why are we running a food scrap service? Well, food makes up 1/3 of our red lid rubbish bin. And in order to reduce waste to landfill and also greenhouse gas emissions, we want to put food to a better use by processing it in a meaningful way to create great useful resources. So food rots in landfill and creates harmful methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas that is 28 times more potent than carbon dioxide. And by recycling food scraps, we can turn food into useful resources such as compost, fertiliser, energy, and even insect protein or animal protein. So just a few results of the service so far. So since we've been going in 2019, we've almost recycled 2,000 tonnes of food. And through that, we've generated almost 65,000 kilowatts of energy to power households in our area. We've avoided the equivalent of almost 3,300 tonnes of carbon dioxide, which is the same as taking 791 cars off the road permanently. We've also created a lot of compost and fertiliser, almost 8 tonnes of fertiliser and 928 tonnes of compost. And we've also saved many bins worth of landfill space. So almost 7,902 240 litre wheelie bins of space has been saved. So I'm just going to hand over now to Eleanor to take you through how the service works.
Thanks, Jodie. So food scraps are separated by residents and placed in a maroon lidded bin, and these bins are serviced twice a week by our city staff. The team then take this to the Banks Meadow transfer station, and from there it's freighted to Veolia Eco Precinct in Woodlawn, which is just past Goulburn. So at the precinct, the scraps are scanned for contamination before undergoing a composting process of about 6 weeks. And this produces compost and mulch and soil conditioners for gardens and for farmlands. So as you might have guessed, this bin is for food scraps only. This does include meat, small bones, and dairy food, but it's important to remember the key things that we don't accept, such as paper towels, serviettes, baking paper, any kind of food packaging, including compostable packaging and fibre-based packaging, are not accepted. Garden organics are not accepted in this bin, and neither are biodegradable bags or plastic bags. And the reason for this is that we want to ensure that the compost remains of a high quality. So to get started with the service, a building will receive one maroon lidded bin, one for every 50 units, or one to place in each bin room, so one or more maroon lidded bin. They'll receive a bin room sign that shows what can and cannot go into the bin. They'll receive kitchen caddy packs for residents that have registered to participate in the service, and we'll also provide an information pack for building managers, which includes promotional materials to promote the service to residents. Registered residents receive a pack that contains 1 7-litre kitchen benchtop caddy, 200 certified compostable caddy liner bags, and 2 information flyers. We do have a limit of 1 kitchen caddy pack per household. A household can, however, register to be involved at any time, and we do weekly deliveries of these caddy packs on Thursdays. So as each building is different, we try to work closely with building management to ensure that the setup works for both the building staff and for the residents, and there are typically 2 options for the setup. Option 1 is pretty straightforward. The food scrap bin is placed in the main bin storage area, and residents fill up their kitchen caddy in the caddy liner bags and place the food in the bin. Option 2 is the food scrap bin, again, are placed in the bin storage area, but the building sets up collection tubs on each of the floors in the chute room or the recycling rooms. Residents dispose of the food at each of these in these collection tubs, and the cleaners then take the food scraps down to the bin storage area on a regular basis. For properties that have more than 50 apartments, we offer on-site information sessions to kick it off. These sessions are held on Saturdays or Thursdays soon after the service has started, and they involve a display that's manned by 2 City of Sydney staff. And the aim of these sessions is to create awareness, answer any questions, and encourage registrations. So it is important to be mindful of the commitment required to deliver a successful service for the residents. And some of the key responsibilities most important are that the building must nominate a contact for the service. This can be a building manager or an enthusiastic resident. And the role of this person is to be our key point of contact with the building. And they also have a role in supporting with things like installing bin room signage, distributing kitchen caddies to registered residents, ensuring bins are available for collection, distributing service information, and helping to ensure the bins are clean, as well as any issues are identified and managed quickly. So some of the key tips that we see adopted by the most successful buildings, and I'm sure Wendy and Keith will go into this in more detail as well soon, is that a well-managed and clean bin room really does encourage proper use and good recycling performance. Some buildings use compostable bin liners to provide an additional barrier to flies and help keep the bins cleaner. Taking the time to orientate new residents to the waste and recycling system maintains correct use of the services and momentum of the services. And finally, those buildings that maintain open communication with us, the project team, and are proactive in identifying and addressing any challenges that they face, receive the benefit of additional and new promotional materials, as well as site visits and ongoing guidance on any challenges that they face. So I'm hoping you're now wondering how to get involved. So the first step is to obtain strata commitment through a minuted meeting resolution, and we do have a template that we can provide you to assist with that. Once we receive this, we coordinate a site assessment with the building contact, and that's just to double check that your building has the infrastructure to support the service, such as taps for bin washing and extra space to handle the maroon lidded bin. We also use this time to confirm the final details and answer any questions that you have. We then provide your building with promotional materials to prompt residents to register for the service and receive their free kitchen caddy. And finally, we'll deliver the bins and caddies and begin the collection.